All right. Hi, everyone. Very good morning. Let me share my screen first, and then we will talk about this. Okay. So, the reason why I'm having this session is because many of my students are in kind of transition phase where they started from junior developer to Salesforce developer to senior Salesforce developer, and couple of them are from senior developer to lead as well. Okay, so it is very important for us to understand that what is the difference between these two, or what makes a person senior developer versus what makes a person developer. What will be the expectations from you in your maybe next role or in the next level, and how or what you should do differently. Because see, apex class or apex trigger is going to be same. That will be same for junior developer, that will be same for senior developer and lead. But the way we think about it, the way we approach a particular problem keeps on changing, because we also evolve ourselves throughout these years, throughout our learning, throughout different experiences we get. Okay, so on each level we have different expectation, and on each level we need to have a kind of gear shift. Okay, so the biggest change is going to be the mindset, where let's say you are moving from junior developer to senior developer or junior developer to developer. You'll have to understand that now you have to change your mindset, you have to look at the problem bit differently. Okay, so that will be the agenda of today's session. I have prepared a small ppt so that I do not miss anything. Okay, so let me just see if I have anything on chat, otherwise I'll start. Hi everyone, very good morning. Okay. All right. So I'm loud and clear, right? Just respond, guys, properly.
Yeah,
Okay. So kind of typical developers pyramid, where we start as a junior developer, then we move for around 2 years. From 0 to 2 years we remain somewhere in the junior developer role. Then we move towards our Salesforce developer role, which will typically be from 2 to 4 years or 2 to 5 years. Then we move towards the senior developer role, which will be somewhere around 5 to 7, 4 to 7 years. Then we move towards the tech lead role, which typically remains around 7 to 9, 7 to 10, depending on the company, depending on how you have progressed so far. And then after 10 years, you most probably will be technical architect. Okay, now there is no any hard and fast rule that, okay, if you have, let's say, 4 years of experience and if you are senior developer, then you cannot be. You can definitely be, depending on your skill set, depending on the company you have worked for. But I'm just taking a ballpark number, typically what happens around the industry. Okay, so this is more of a technical pyramid or career pyramid. In the architect itself, there are technical architect, there are functional architect, there are solution architect. We will not be going deeper into that, but I'll just give you a brief about this. Our main focus will be on the junior developer, senior developer, and lead role. We'll also talk about the transition to architect, but that will be at the last. So we will first start with understanding each of these roles, because once we understand each role, then we will be able to understand the transition as well. Okay, so each role, let's start with the junior developer. See, a junior developer is somebody who will always who is new, right, they are learning Salesforce. Okay, so they don't know much about it, they might know just the theory part of it, but to actually do any requirement, they need instructions from senior folks, they need instructions from developer, they need instruction from their lead senior developers, so that they can execute it. Okay, they are good in doing things, or they should be good in doing things. So if somebody says that, okay, uh, okay, Pawan, create a LWC component which should have a form, which should have a couple of input field, and then we'll have a two button at the bottom. Junior developer will be able to create it, but somebody needs to tell him that he need to create the LWC component and what will be the structure of it, everything. He'll wait for instructions. Okay, because he is still learning fundamentals. Okay, if you clearly define and tell him what to do, he will be able to execute those tasks. Okay, that is the expectation from a junior developer. Okay, if you know something and if somebody is giving you proper instruction, you should be able to do those things. Of course, his work will require supervision and guidance. He will stuck on multiple places. He will come back to you. He'll say that, okay, sir, I don't know how to, communicate between two components. Can you guide me? Then you or senior developer will have to guide him. So he just focuses on how to build something. Okay. The most atomic part of any requirement he will get, and then he will focus on how to do particular thing. Let's say you said that, okay, you'll have to create a header where these fields should be there. He'll just focus on how to create that. He will not focus on why we should have a highlighted panel, or why should have a header like this, why this can't be at the bottom, why this can't be at the side. He will not focus much on it, because his role or his task is to create the highlighted panel. Okay, so he'll focus on how to build something. He usually gets a very small isolated features. So for a bigger requirement, that bigger requirement will be broken down into multiple pieces, and then depending on how you distribute the user stories, management and your lead will create subtask. He will kind of get subtask or any user story which is a low lift, or which does not require much of the R&D and all. Okay, so that he can do something independently, as well as if he needs guide, then senior folk need not to spend all of his time on guiding this person. Okay, so typically a lead will see, okay, what things a person can do, a junior developer can do, and then delegate those things to the junior developer. Okay, so the prime responsibilities of junior developer is to, of course, write classes, triggers, reports and dashboard, fix minor bugs. Let's say a field is not visible on page layout, do some R&D, check the profile if permissions are there or not, check which validation rule we are getting when we are getting any error. Okay, usually he will not define something. Usually he will follow what is defined by senior developers and lead. Okay, his role will be to complete his task and story, and then come back to the senior folk and ask what he should pick, or whether ask senior folk to review his work and all those things. Okay, he also builds simple flows, validation rule, formulas, basically the beginner level. Okay, many of you are in this phase. So just try to focus more on what you are doing. And then when we talk about the transition, then we will see that once you reach that threshold of 2 years, then what approaches you should do to adopt to the next level. Okay, but first we will understand each role. So we are doing that first. Then comes the developer role. Developer role is typically after 2 years, up to 5 years you are in the developer role, or up to 4 years, depending on company to company, it keeps on changing. I typically feel that up to 5 year a person is developer. After five, then only he becomes a senior developer. But then after the advancement of AI, yep, everyone is expecting you to learn so quickly, maybe 2 to 4 years. Okay. Uh, the main difference between junior developer and the developer is that now this person understand the features. He knows all the basics of the development. He just not focuses on the task, but also kind of think about the features. Okay, so let's say you are building a side panel, but then why you are building it? Okay, what is the overall advantage of having it on that particular thing? What is the role of this particular user story in overall feature? All those
చూడలేదు ఇంకా
things,
అటు రాలేదు.
all those things should also be considered by the developer. He just not have to blindly develop something, but also understand that what he's trying to do and what will happen if he do all those things. Okay, now because this person knows almost everything, best practices he has been following from last 2 years, 3 years, he now does not require much of the supervision. It is expected that developers should not need much of the supervision unless something really critical, or unless something which is really very high or advanced, like something like design pattern, something like trigger framework, something like new integration comes in. He will be able to do anything within the Salesforce limit. Okay, he still gets to do his own task. Okay, it's not like he will be doing the overall delivery. He still gets to do his own task, but now it is expected that he will do it efficiently. His code will not require that much of supervision, because he it is expected that he will do it efficiently with proper bulkification, with proper error handling. He will not make silly mistakes like having loops and DML inside the loop, having SQL queries, and he it is expected that he will properly write code, properly following try catch block. It is expected that he will have a good understanding of all the fundamentals. Let's say if we are creating a method as static, why we are creating, what will happen if we'll not create it static. It is expected that he do not make silly mistakes, having multiple if else where there is no exit condition. Or it is expected that whenever he writes a code, that code should be good enough. Okay, it should not require of cleanup. Okay, so these are the major characteristics. Okay, his technicals should be solid, because now he is on the second level. Okay, core responsibility does not changes much, except that he might occasionally need to mentor the junior developer. Okay, sometimes the tech lead or the senior developers will take you to their technical discussions, will ask you to join those calls. Maybe you do not understand everything, but they expect you to try to just grasp whatever you can. You can participate in design discussions, and maybe if you want to, you can also highlight your points. Or if you have anything to say, then you should be able to convey those things. It is also expected that on this level you should be able to properly estimate your work correctly. Like, let's say if somebody has given you a task to create LWC component and then put that on the page, now by looking at the user story, you should be able to tell that how many story points you want to give to that particular user story. So it's not like if you gave a day or two less or more, somebody will question you. But then it is like, it if it is expected that you will put it accurately, because now you have gained that experience. uh, it is also expected that now you understand the criticality of business. You understand that what bug and which bug requires immediate attention, and you shift your focus on those things as well. This is a stage where you might also need to create some of the technical documentation. You will be going through a lot of technical documentation. It is expected that you learn from those documents, learn to see how you create those documents. Maybe just follow the templates they are following, and then maybe for smaller user stories where you are building some features, you also need to create the documentation for the features you have created. Okay, so these are the things you will be uh, expected to do in this level. Okay, this is a moving phase. This is a phase where you learn most of the things. See, whatever you have learned as a junior developer, you have to sharpen those skills. Plus, whatever you see doing your senior developers, you have to grab those things as well and try to see whether you are able to understand those things or not. Okay, so this is a phase where we do most of our learning. This is a cream phase where we have a lot of options as well. Even in the market, if you go, if you have 4 to 5 years of experience, there'll be a lot of opportunities, because people know that this person is good, he's doing coding hands on every day. And his salary will also be not very high, because he's still on the second level. If we grab him here, maybe we need not to grab a senior developer after a year. Maybe we will make him senior developer after a year, and then we will get him in a good grab. Okay, so this is a very good level. Try to do most of your learning here because this is a phase where you get to do most challenging work and you get to talk to your senior folks a lot and try to learn as much as you can. Then comes the difficult part, senior developer. Okay, now most of most of my students and in general also people struggle on this level. The reason is because let's say they were working as a developer. Okay, so they did not get any formal training on the senior developer role, right? Because they were developer. But then now they switched, and in the next organization, they are senior developer straight away. Without any formal training, they are senior developer from the developer. So their mindset is still of developers, but their role and the expectation from that role is of a senior developer. So many of my students struggle here because they don't know what is difference, like what is extra expected from a senior developer, or what he should change or what he should do to become a senior developer. Like whatever, we are also getting to write Apex trigger, junior developer is also getting to do that, developer is also getting to do that. So what makes a person different? Okay, let me take if you have any question on chat. Yes, I know. It happens a lot, so that is why I decided to have this session, guys. Okay, because most of my students are in this phase. I know, I mean, in all phase, but this is the this is the most problematic phase. Okay, so first problem I told you, because we switch, we do not get any formal training. Because if we say, okay, it's a career progression, if we work in the same organization, the transition from developer to senior developer will be very smooth. You will gradually get to do those things which senior developers do. But when we switch, we get that thing immediately, but the expectation will be very high. Even on the interviews also, I get a lot of calls related to this, that sir, I have switched, I've got very good CTC and everything is very good, but I'm not confident that whether I'll be able to meet the expectations or not. Because that is a fear, because we know that we did not get any formal training, or we do not even know what is the difference between them. Okay, so first, let's talk about couple of characteristics of senior developer. Okay, senior developer designs the complex solutions. Okay, complex solutions as in, let's say you are getting recursions in trigger. Okay, senior developer will not focus on just bypassing the recursion for now. He will try to create a kind of framework or a structure by which we do not get recursion in future. Let's say you are getting CPU timeout. Okay, a senior developer is expected to debug and investigate the problem, maybe delegate the task to developers to maybe just get rid of that problem right now. But in the back end, he will not leave the problem. In the back end, he will still be there on the same problem, think about the solution to get rid of this governor limit in long run, so that we do not get it repeatedly. Okay, now the senior developer will have couple of junior developers and developers. He obviously has to be competent enough to have better technical skills. He should have a good technical authority on junior developers and developers, so that he'll be able to guide them whenever needed. He will be able to train them whenever needed. He will be able to delegate his low lift works to them so that he can focus on the high impact areas. Even in a sprint, when you see the distribution of user stories, a senior developer is somebody who is expected to pick the most difficult user story, which he knows that it will take a lot of time if any junior developer or developer will pick. And then while doing that user story, it is expected that he will also help his junior developers and developers whenever they get stuck somewhere. He will also have a very close eye on what their junior developers and developers are writing, will be able to provide them peer feedback whenever needed, will review their PR, will provide them comment to make them a better developer, not to just highlight the fault. Provide a constructive feedback to your developers and junior developers, so that they do not feel that somebody is trying to always point the problems. Constructive feedback is the way by which we tell the problem along with some of the sugar coating and also praising some of those things, so that it just does not look like you are just saying negative about it. Our aim is not to put the morale down. Okay, we have to, lift them, we have to uplift them so that they can do better. So aim is to make them better developer. Wherever you are, see, think of it in a way that wherever you are right now, after 2 years, if you want to move to your next level, then somebody has to come on your level, right? So if they are not on your level, your aim should be that in next 2 years they should be on your level. Let's please go on mute. It will create a lot of background noise. Okay, so what I was saying, in whichever level you are, it is expected that in 2 years, 3 years, you will be moving out of that level, right? So if you are moving out of that level to the higher level, somebody has to be on your level, so that otherwise you will not be able to move out. Okay, because whatever you are doing is very critical. If you do not have a replacement for that, then you cannot pitch into leadership to move you to the next level. They will ask that who will replace you. Do you have anybody who can replace you? If not, then sorry, we cannot move you because we need you here. We have people for the higher level, but for this level, if unless until we get a person who can replace you on this level, we will not be able to move you. I have seen couple of practical examples in my real career that people did not train any of the junior developers under them. They were so good, like the senior developer was so good, but then he did not train. He did not like the idea of training developers. He said that, let's say I have done all the hard work, why will I train him? Now things reached up to a point where he wanted to move to the next level, but because there was nobody on his level who can replace him, and he had so many things on his plate, leadership straight away rejected the idea, said that we cannot promote you unless or until you create somebody who will replace you. It obviously it happens a lot in product based organization. In service based organization, if you reach up to that level and if you are not getting that kind of promotions, you will switch. But in product based organization, it's not that difficult. People hold on to their roles, people hold on to the responsibilities so that they do not become irrelevant. Okay, so it happens a lot in product based organization that people do not want to give you an idea about what they are doing. They want to keep things to themselves so that they still be look heavy in front of leadership. But that's a story of another day. What I was trying to say, that senior developer has to focus on what and why as well. He just not focus on what we need to do. Okay, so the major shift between developer and senior developer is that senior developer focuses also on why we are building this, whereas developer or junior developer just focuses on what we need to build. Many times you will see developers who will always ask you, sir, what we need to do, or what we okay, what kind of work we are getting. So if I tell them the product idea that okay, we will be building this app where we'll be doing this, their main concern will be whether we'll be getting work on LWC or Apex or or triggers, or what kind of work it will be. So that's the developer's mindset, where they focuses on what to do. Okay, so that they can brush up those things and be ready to write code on it. But a senior developer not focuses just on what, but also on why we are building this, why do we need to do this, what problem will it solve. Those kind of discussions are very important. Okay, and a senior developer mindset is not just focus on the particular task, but also on the whole feature. So you need to understand that a feature you are building is going to solve a problem, what problem it is going to solve, how this feature will be used by the end user, how it will solve a problem of end user. Will it reduce the time they are spending on something? Will it be a money efficient manner, or what it is going to bring on the table? Okay, so here in this level, you just not focus on your technical things, but also on some of the business related things as well, some of the leadership related thing as well. Documentation is something which is very important at this point, because you will be going through a lot of CLD documents, you will be going through a lot of design related documents, you will be kind of setting the technical standards, or you will be writing those standards along with the technical lead. you will be mentoring a lot of developers and junior developers, and you will be reviewing their code so that this code, if goes to production, not fails. If you say, let's say you are reviewing a PR request and there is a problematic code, but you do not want to, or you do not want to spend much time on it, you have just passed the PR. Then if that code goes to production and everything breaks, it will be your responsibility. Nobody will ask junior developer why you wrote this. They will ask who passed or who approved this PR. And then if it is you, then there'll be question on your credibility as well. How can you approve something like this where the faulty code is written? So it is very responsible job where when you work as a senior developer. Now, in this level, because there will be a team lead as well. I'm talking about a happy path where we have all the people in the all the roles. There will be a lead as well. Many times he will be taking you on the technical discussions. Okay, sometimes there will be multiple projects where it is possible that lead will assign you some of the project which you lead by yourself. Okay, so unofficially you will also get an opportunity, or you are supposed to get an opportunity to lead as well. In that case, you will be leading the technical discussions with the business teams. You will be trying to understand their user stories. You will be trying to understand their problem statement. Then you will be trying to create that problem statement into the Salesforce related stories. I'm not saying that you will be doing everything on your own. You will have people, BAs, everybody around you, but main brain behind that will be yours. Or I at least want you to put your brain in it. Whenever you go for any technical discussions, try to understand from the business point of view. The major shift in this level is that where in the developer and junior developer role, we just focus on the in the Salesforce term, we just focus on the coding term, we just focus on whether we are going to write code or we are going to do it by point and click. In this phase, we are going to understand it the business point of view as well. How end users think about it, what problems end users are facing. Okay, so we'll have to understand it from the leadership and business point of view as well. See, ultimately, we are solving a problem. Okay. Whether we write code, whether we write a flow, or whether we create a LWC component, whatever, we are trying to solve a problem. So I want you to focus more on understanding the problem. More you understand the problem, more you understand the pain points of end user, more efficiently you'll be able to solve those problems. Okay, in this level you will be interacting with a lot of technical architects as well, because let's say you are leading a particular project. That CLD was created by a technical architect. You will be discussing the nitty gritties of that particular architectural design with the architect. So it is, do not take the extra pressure of that you are talking to architect. Just try to learn it. Maybe try to understand. Maybe try to communicate that you are new in this role and trying to understand those things. He will also guide you on those things. Okay. So senior developer is a moving phase where you just not focuses on writing code. Okay. That will be a complete thing which we have to avoid. We do not just focus on writing code in this level. We also try to learn other things, maybe other tools, maybe other design patterns, maybe understanding the documentation. Also think about writing your own documentation, how efficiently you can write. Try to go through the documents already written in your company and then try to see how you can write it. Okay, if they are not asking you officially to write it, maybe try to create it unofficially for your own reference, but try to keep your hands dirty on those things. Okay. You will also be expected to handle the critical production issues. Anything which critically fails, things will come to you, and then it will be on you to maybe delegate those things to developers, junior developers, or handle on your own. The worst thing you can do on this level is to try to do everything on your own. You need not to do that thing. You need not to try to solve everything on your own. Unless you will not learn how to delegate your task and focus on the most important, you will always be behind your time. Okay, so we have to avoid that. uh, when you will be dealing with projects, it is expected that you also provide the project timelines. So you will sit with the junior developers and try to estimate all the user stories for a particular sprint, and then come up with a plan that okay, we have, let's say, 56 hours, and the user stories which we have got is, let's say, 70. So we cannot take all of them. Maybe take that discussion forward with the lead. and say that we have to move couple of stories to next sprint because we do not have bandwidth. So those kind of discussions will also be on your plate, officially or unofficially, that is depending on your company, but you may get those kind of thing. Okay, then comes the level 4, which is the technical architect. Okay, how many technical architects we have in this group? Do we have? We do have couple of folks as a technical architect in our group. Few newly, few are old times. So technical architect is a very interesting role. Okay, typically you reach there after 7+ years of experience. But the way Salesforce is evolving, sometimes even people with 5+ years are also becoming technical architect. Okay, or after 6 years, you more or less officially or unofficially becomes a technical architect in many organizations. Now, if let's say somebody is 10 years of old and still a developer, do not feel bad about it. Sometimes we do not want to move to these levels. Sometimes we want to remain developers. Sometimes we want to just remain senior developer. I don't want to move to the leadership and all those things. So it is completely okay. It's not like if you are 10 years, or if you have 10 years of experience and you are not technical lead, then you are behind. No, that's not the point. Point is that if you want to, if you have the inclination towards moving up on the ladder, and if that role excites you, then you will be. If you want to be there are many folks I have seen that they don't want to move out of the development role because they say that if I move out, I will get I will not get enough coding work, and I don't want, for now I don't want that. I want to write code. I want to remain here in the system and write code every day. So that is their personal choice. In that case, they can obviously keep on doing. I've seen many developers who just do not move out uh, to the lead load role. Okay, but sooner or later, typically you will get to lead a team because it is expected that now you have reached up to a level where you can handle a team. Okay, so a technical lead handles or leads a development team. That team will have junior developers, senior developers, QA, and BA. Okay, typically. Okay. He owns the product technical delivery. So whatever feature, or let's say you have to develop something. Okay, let's say you have an org where you have to enable the multi-currency. Now it is your team which has to do all the impact analysis, come up with a plan, come up with a timeline, come up with a budget estimate. This technical lead person will be responsible for that. He along with his team will do all the R&D, come up with a plan, and tell that okay, these are going to be the things we have to be careful about. These are the things which we'll be doing. Typically, let's say this will take around 6 to 8 months. Typically budget is going to be 40-50 million, whatever it is. He has to come up with that plan. It is expected. Okay, now sorry, I just need to take some water and then I'll come back. Give me a minute, guys, okay? Sorry, guys, I'm back. Okay. So we were talking about the technical lead. Okay. So as I was saying, technical lead is a person who owns the product delivery. Okay, from the technical point of view, he owns that product delivery, how much time a particular project is going to take, what is the requirement versus how many resources we have, whether we need some extra resource, whether we, all those things will be done. So you are responsible for your team. You will get the team you need. If you need extra, then you can raise those things to leadership, but now it is you who will be leading them. Okay, so understand that the major shift is that from, because senior developer is more about the technical things, Even the technical lead will also be more on the technical things, but then he will not be doing all the things on his own. He will have to balance the technical part, hands-on work, okay, and then he has to interact with the leadership, with the business folks, with the testers, with the BAs. He'll be doing a lot of things. So in this level also, it is expected that you do not take everything on your own and then try to complete or finish everything on your own. Otherwise you will end up working 24/7 and you will break down within couple of weeks. Okay, so it is very important that you understand how to delegate your things and how to uplift your senior developers and junior developers to reach the next level. Typically you will be leading 5 to 10 developers, okay, depending on the team, depending on company you are working for, but then yeah, at least 5 people should be there to call yourself a technical lead. Okay, obviously you will be doing a lot of any code which moves out of your repository should not move out without your review. So you will be reviewing a lot of code, you will be providing a lot of feedbacks to your senior developers, your developers and junior developers. Typically technical lead will not be directly uh, talking to junior developers, maybe delegate it in such a way that you mostly interact with your senior developers, guide them, train them so that they can pass on those things to the folks on the junior developer and developer level. But it's not necessary. Like in there are organizations which will follow the flat structure. So there'll be technical lead and then rest of the folks, even junior, even senior or developer, they'll be on the same level so that you can directly interact with them. So it's not necessary that there is a pyramid, but then typically it happens that you will be talking mostly to senior developers and delegating those things to your senior developers, and then they will take it forward to the previous level. Okay, all the sprint planning and team coordination will happen for you, will happen by you. You will have to communicate with the stakeholders on the progression, on where you are on the delivery, where is testing going on. So all those things is something which you will be doing. Okay, so you will not get to write a lot of code, to be very honest, but you will be reviewing a lot of code in this level. And then comes the technical architect. We will very quickly do this and then we will talk about the transition because that is more important. Till now, we just try to understand the levels. We did not talk about transitions yet. Okay, so architect we know very well is somebody who is kind of senior person, will not just be thinking about Salesforce, but will be spanning through multiple tools. He understand the company's technical vision, where we are moving, which tools to use, which middleware to use, which integrations to do, whether integration is required or not, whether we should go for any plugins for that. He or she is somebody who focuses on why and where we are going technically. Uh, a lot of very high level discussions. He will be creating a lot of CLDs, a lot of designs. Let's say he is somebody who will be building error catching framework. He is somebody who might be helping technical leads to build the trigger frameworks, or let's say LWC communication framework. He is going to be the somebody who is going to build engineering principles or the rules and foundations of how you should write code, all those very high level things which you want to implement on your whole organization will be done by the architect. Okay, he will be leading multiple team leads or multiple engineering managers. Okay, so he is part of many projects at the same time, but he is also somebody who is not going to go on deeper levels of Apex class or triggers. He understand all those projects, maybe will guide you on a very high level on what approach you should take, but will not be doing this on his own. Minimal involvement or minimal hands-on coding he will be doing. Many times you will see that architect is not doing coding at all because he is involved in so many things. Now, architect itself has bifurcation of technical architect, solution architect, functional architect. Technical architect focuses more on the technical aspects of it, functional focus more on the functionality, and solution architect is somebody who is in most of the places you will see him on top of functional and technical architect. He just focuses on very high level leadership related things as well. Okay, so architect is just one term. There'll be multiple bifurcation within it. Okay, we focuses more on the technical architect part, where there'll be technical architects. They'll be focusing on how to do something, or how, let's say, create a design pattern, or how, let's say, create a call out framework. All those things a person will be doing. Okay, we will talk more about this on the transition phase. Let's talk about career transition. Okay, which is very important. So, from a junior developer to a developer role, what are the key differences? Whereas a junior developer is just a task executor, a developer is feature implementer. So, let's say you have to build a feature where there will be a flow, and then that flow will be calling a LWC component and all those things. Now, a junior developer might get a task out of it that you have to create a screen flow. But a developer will be somebody who will be working on this whole feature. Okay, a junior developer needs proper instructions. He needs somebody to supervise his work, or he might be shadowing developers for some time. But a developer is somebody who knows how to do it. So if you tell him create an LWC component, he will not come up with further question on that LWC component. But a junior developer might come and ask that, okay, sir, how will I create a button? Where should I put button? Where I should put this method in the connected callback, or I should create a separate method and click it, call it on click. So he'll have a lot of other questions as well, and it is expected from a junior developer to ask questions. Okay, whereas developers, because he has done those things in past, he knows how to do it. So he will more or less work independently on that and will be able to do those things. Okay, what is expected when you move from a junior developer to developer role? What do you need to do? Okay, so I have broken this into three pieces. One is the technical mastery. What are the things expected from you technically? Okay, so it is expected that you master all those declarative and non-declarative things. Like you should be very good at triggers, flows, SOQL queries, understand the complex SOQL queries. Now, see, you're not a junior developer. So you do not now have an excuse that you do not know this. Okay, so that's the biggest mind shift, that from a junior developer to developer role, you now cannot say that you do not know this. If you do not know something, then go ahead and try to explore, play with it, and try to learn it. Okay, because now you do not have luxury to say that you did not get to work on something and you do not know this. Especially after AI, nobody will take that. You will have to learn those things on your own, come up with a thought that yes, you know this. You did not get enough work on it, that is a secondary part. But if you say that you do not know aggregate queries, then it is not somebody will say that, okay, this is not expected from you. You should know this. What are aggregate queries? What are collections? How to write a bulkified code? What is bulkified code? Okay, so those things you have to know now. So technical mastery is something which you have to absolutely focus on. There will be no if and buts on this, and nobody will take you seriously if you are not good technically on this level. So biggest shift from junior developer to developer role is that you have to be, now you should not just say that you know this, you should know all about it. Okay, like a junior developer might write a trigger which is not bulkified, or which does not have error catching, or which does not have collections, or which is not good enough, but still it is working. It is expected from a junior developer. But a developer has to write a trigger which is bulkified, which is covering all the edge cases, which follows proper naming convention, which follows proper patterns how you write it. So a developer has to be technically really good. Okay, what else? Problem solving. You have to work on the problem solving abilities as well. In the junior developer role, it was okay, like let's say something is not working, somebody senior will pick it and will obviously help you understand those things. Here you are that senior person. Here you have to debug the production code and try to fix the issues, try to see what is going wrong, read and understand the code written by other folks. Sometimes you also expected to propose the technical solutions. Let's say somebody came to you, say that on the case creation, I also want to attach a attachment at the same time when we are creating cases. Okay, so now it is expected that you should have enough technical understanding that you might be able to propose a solution as well. If you do that, that will be a very good thing for you. That will create a good impression. Your senior developer will feel that I can rely on this person. If I if i give him something, he'll be able to do that, or he'll at least have an idea about it. Having an idea about something itself is good enough, because it shows that you are thinking about solving a problem rather than just waiting for an instruction from a senior person about what to do. So that's a biggest shift on this level, that you will not wait for instructions from your senior folks on what to do. Sometimes you will have an idea about what to do as well, and sometimes even you can talk to him about multiple solutions or propose some solutions to senior developers, that we can do this or we can try this. Okay, having a technical discussions about various types of solution for a particular problem is typically expected by a developer on this level. Okay, so we have to work on our problem solving abilities. Okay, uh, it is very important that whenever you write something, you write it by or write about edge cases as well. Like you have to have an understanding about edge cases as well, when this scenario can fail. Or let's say you have to write something about closing an opportunity where amount is this and that. You should have an edge case, or you should have an idea about edge case. Edge cases should not come from a senior developer that this will fail, or it should not come from the tester, because they expect you that in this level you should be able to think thoroughly about what you have written and on which scenario it might fail, and you should cover those scenarios as well. Okay, so edge cases is something which is very critical. You have to think about any requirement which you are doing, you have to think about how it can fail or when it will fail. You have to think ahead of testers as well, because if you deploy, or let's say if you develop something and make it ready for testing, and if testers fail, then typically it's okay to have couple of bugs on your user stories. But then if it again keeps on failing on all the edge cases again and again, and if it keeps on repeating for every user story you do, then it shows that you lack the ability to think about the edge cases. And that will your senior folks will definitely take a notice of that. Okay, so whenever you develop something, think about the criticality of it. Think about when it can fail, all the edge cases. You have AI now with you. Do not copy paste any code on AI, but then talk to AI, think about it, explain the problem, think about edge cases. You can think on your own as well, take help from AI to accelerate your work. Okay, there is a slide on AI as well I have done on this. Maybe later on we will go through that. And then the third part, quality and processes. Okay, you have to follow all the process, and you have to write the quality code. Whenever you write your code, you should be responsible for your test classes. You have to follow all the principles written. So let's say you have a rule that you have to name a particular PR in this format, or that PR should have this much of description. A developer, it is expected that you will follow all the processes, because if you are not following, then no junior developer will follow. So you have to follow the process, and you have to also make sure that your junior developers are following the process. Okay, document your code properly. When I say document your code, your code should have proper code comment defined by your company's rules and norms and restrictions. The way they want to write it, you have to have proper code comments. Okay, and then you have to participate actively in code reviews. See, in this, trust me on this part, guys, you learn a lot from the comments you get on your PR request. So if a senior folk is giving you so many PR feedback, so many PR comments that correct this, correct that, this is not right, this should not be done like that, do not get irritated by that. it is for your own benefit. Okay, maybe if you do not like the tone, that is okay. When you become a senior developer, you will use a better tone. Just think about it. But then whatever comment you are getting, it will only make you a better developer. Okay, so do not take any of those comments negatively. Let's say if you are using list and your senior developer is saying that why you are using lists, use set, then think about it, why he is saying that, why a list is not going to be useful, why set is useful, and then take it positively. Okay. And if you disagree with him, maybe politely have a one-on-one discussion and say that, okay, sir, I did not understand this part. Can you explain me? He'll definitely have justification for what he has written in the writings and your PR comment. Okay. Never fight with your senior folks on the PR comments. I have seen a lot of junior developers getting irritated by those, like, he is unnecessarily trying to delay my work. No, that is not the case. Maybe exceptionally edge cases, one or two, but most of the time you'll get PR feedback just to make you a better developer, so that, see, you and your senior folk all both have the same aim to put or to push a good code in production, a production ready code, a efficient code in production. So do not think about it negatively. Work on it, learn from your PR mistakes. Do not make same mistake again and again. Okay, and then you will become a better developer by those. Okay. Anyone has any doubt on this transition from junior developer to developer level? Questions, anything? Okay.
Hi
I will.
Mohit,
Yes,
I
please.
have one query.
Yes, please. Go ahead, Manisha.
Yeah, actually, the way you are explaining it is good, but in real teams,
Mm-hmm.
we always don't get the chance to work on complex
Mm-hmm.
problem,
Mm-hmm.
or few people will always take the stories and they only learn, and the whole team won't get a chance like this
Okay.
uh, to work. So, how do we handle? Like in my case, I have 10 years of experience
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a senior developer in my team and looking to switch to a lead position.
Mm-hmm.
But few of the concept like platform event or LMS, those I have worked, but not in the depth. It's
Mm-hmm.
always been worked by my peer developer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
in those kind, how can we cope up with the market or positions during interviews and all?
Yes, very good. See, it will happen. It will happen a
Mm.
lot with many folks. Okay. So typically, when it happens that, let's say, you are only getting to create flows, whereas your senior
Mm.
folks are doing integrations and all those complex problem. How do I deal with these things? Is that I go through what they have done.
Okay.
Okay, not the solution wise, maybe first the problem wise, and then articulate those things in my own dev work. Not exactly, but maybe just we understand what they are trying to do, and if I can mimic those things in my own dev work, I try to do it on my own. Okay, so my
Okay.
aim is to understand and learn those things. I'll try to do it on my own in my own dev work without obviously copy pasting anything, just understanding
Mm.
the problem and then trying to replicate that problem in my own dev work. Then I validate my solutions with them. If I need to, if I have learned those things enough, then I will not even go and see what they have written. But then typically I try to learn those things on my own when I do not get to work on. So there was an organization where I was working and I was only getting flows to create. Okay.
Mm.
So the drawback is that you'll be very good in one thing, but then your rest of the things will obviously take a toll. Then in that
Yeah.
case, it is very important that you put some extra energy by your side, by understanding what they are doing and trying to replicate or trying to at least mimic those things in your own dev work and learn those things. You will not be able to do that all the time. Let's say integration, right? So you might
Mm.
not be able to completely do the integration. Then in that case you will only think about what I can do and what I can just understand from what they have written. Like, if I
Okay.
have to do the integration, I'll see that, okay, how they are doing the call out. I obviously will not be able to make the call outs and do those things. Then I will understand how they have done the authentication and authorization, which authentication flow they are following, how they have created client credential, what scopes they have given. Those I will understand theoretically. And then the call out part, getting the response part, I will be obviously able to mimic. We have chat
Mm.
gpt, we have cloud, we have a lot of AI tools as well, by which if I know that I have to do this, I will be able to do this. Okay, so in
Okay.
that case, I have to see, I have to accept the fact that okay, this is the situation. Now I cannot put blame on situation. What I can do else? Then in that case, I will try to learn those things on my own. Let's say platform event. Go to
Mm,
Crowd A, ask what are the. Can you give me a couple of practical examples where we can use platform events to in Salesforce? Maybe create an integration. Maybe
mm.
create
Record
maybe
page.
records, error log records, and all those things. And you will
Mm,
get n number of examples, and then just pick one to make build confidence with those things. See, you
okay.
are not alone in this. It happens with a lot of folks. Okay, so
Mm,
accept it, and then we will just think positively. We will move upwards and positive only. We'll not let our mind go in the negative direction that we are not getting. We are not the servants of those situations. We'll obviously be come out of it victoriously. Okay.
okay.
Yes, Manjunath,
Thank
please
you.
go ahead.
I'm uh, but I have one question. Like, I
Yes.
just need your suggestions around this. Like, as you know, like I recently joined one of the company, like 8 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have a vendor where they have the organized or structured team. They have the leads, they have the junior developers under them, they have the architect, everything. Whereas we being at the client side, we have a limited number of resources. So when I try to take up the work in my in the pod, whatever we work, we have a different pods where people are designated to work in those pods. In the sense, specific features or specific functionality or specific teams. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I take up some feature to build or design something, again my vendor comes into a picture and he plays his games and he won't let me work on the major chunks. So he will be designating the work to everyone. Since they are in the system more than 3 years, they know the in and out, and they don't let us give us the major chunk functionality. They're giving us a small task to work on, and finally they're giving us to a deployment to take care. I'm literally frustrated and burnout. Like, what I'm not doing a good work here to contribute to my uh, company and to showcase it to my management.
Mm-hmm.
So, any suggestions to how do I get proceed?
Yeah. See, so one universal thing is that whenever we work in the setup where we are working for somebody else and they have their own team as well, obviously their team will not like someone else touching their org. No one likes it. So you will get delayed KT, you will not get KT at all, you will not get proper documentation and all those things. Okay. So there are two ways to do it. One, take it on the leadership. See, they obviously will have a contract between your company and the other organization for which you are working on what are the deliverables. Okay, so if team is not cooperating, you have to highlight that to leadership that we are not getting KT, and take it let it be handled by the leadership. Okay, do not first we
No,
have.
leadership has told us like KT will not happen now. Once they're getting the contractor element, we'll get a KT at that time.
Yes, so see, it will happen a lot that they company their developers will not be very friendly with you. Whatever you write, they'll not find it good. They'll always have comments on your code. See, but ultimately we have to find a middle ground. We have to understand that if it is us who are going to work in future and we are going to replace them, obviously they will not like the idea, but then they have to do it. So try to ask it in a formal way, maybe via mail or the KT documentation, whatever they have. If they are not giving you work, but they are paying you, trust me, they will sooner or later will give you, because nobody will pay you for just doing the deployment or just doing the minor fixes. Ultimately, there'll come a time where they'll have to give you out. um, Without that, maybe you can highlight it with the leadership that because the kind of work they are giving you, you'll not be able to meet the KPI because you're not getting enough work to be able to showcase that if you are meeting the KPI. In order for you to be able to meet the KPI, there should be a quantifiable work they should be giving you, and then based on that your performance will be judged. So if they are not giving you work, then there's a problem on their end as well, and it has to be solved by the leadership, by the folks or the parties who have done the contract. You cannot solve it on your own. All you can do right now is that ask it, highlight it to the leadership, highlight it on all the red flags which you are seeing right now, and then whatever work you are getting, keep on delivering that. Plus, maybe highlight that you want some additional work as well to be able to meet the expectations they have with you. Okay, but not fighting, obviously.
And one more question. What is the difference between usually in the consulting companies, which I saw is like there will be a lead engineer and then the architect. But here in the product based when we come is like uh, what is the difference between the senior developer and the lead engineer and the technical lead? I mean, difference between the senior engineer and the lead engineer.
Senior engineer and lead engineer. Okay. See, product-based companies come up with a lot of different titles. Lead engineer is technically, kind of tech lead kind of person who will be handling multiple senior engineers. And then most of the time you will have engineering managers there. Okay. Engineering manager handles multiple tech leads, and then one tech lead handles multiple senior developers. So that's how it is. But in every company you'll have a different way. You just need to understand internally that who is the boss and who is reporting to who, and by which you'll be able to understand who is on the
Because
hierarchy versus who is on the lower. Okay.
because we do have all these roles. We have a junior developer, senior engineer, lead engineer, tech lead, architect, then
See,
comes the architect.
sometimes they do create leads for the promotion bifurcation as well. Okay, all you need to do is to understand that which one is on the top versus then just try to understand the whole pyramid. Okay, and then once you understand that, maybe you'll create it your own version of it, that who is senior and who is junior, who is architect, who is senior developer, who is technical lead, kind of person. Sorry guys, please go on mute if you're not speaking. Okay, guys, I have to cover a lot of other things as well. I'll maybe take
Hello,
the
Mohit.
questions at the end, because if we'll
Hi.
take just the questions, it will be I'll skip the part. Then I'll miss
Mohit,
completing.
can we have like 2 minutes?
Yeah, please go
This
ahead.
is Mohit, this is not something like senior developer, junior developer. This is something like career transition. So I'll tell you my problem is that like I have around 11 years of experience. That too in like different technology, but in Salesforce it's like 2.5 years experience. But what happened like due to some family constraint or something, I was in project like Salesforce project, but they removed from the project and they give me like a service delivery manager role. But that too is like not that big doll. Just to deal with client, some incident is coming, you have to join the call like some P2 P1 like that. It's service based organization, completely service based organization. But I don't want this role. I want to move back to Salesforce. But I have like very little experience, like 2.5 years of experience. And
Hmm.
last time I have worked in 2023. So can you guide us? Like I'm like very much in this situation. Like I'm not moving to as a SDM role, and even like a technical role. I'm not going like beyond from.
See, the service-based organization just focuses on billings, right? So if they have a role where they can fit you in and get the billing out of it, they'll do that. So see, nobody is concerned about your career except you. You have to first keep on learning those development things on your own, so that you get when you get the interview, you do not fail those interview. Try to talk to the leadership and say that you want to work on the development roles. Okay, it is not that easy. They will not leave you because your project is giving you billing, so they will not definitely lead you. Then we have the best option to switch and try to get the other opportunities outside in the market where you get the job as a developer. But for that, you have to be technically really good. I know that your experience is more, but on Salesforce it is less. I'm not sure how if you are putting um, uh, 2.5 years as a Salesforce developer and rest as the other technology. But then outside market is the best place to handle these kind of situation, because your company will not be leaving you because the project is giving you billing. I have seen it from my practical experience. So, had I been in your situation, I would have prepared 2, 3, 4 months for the interviews and would have resigned from my current role. But yes, I will also talk to my management. They obviously will assure you that they will put you in a development project and all those false promises. But then very
Yes.
rarely they will take you out from the project, because if billing is there, then they will not risk that. They'll say that they are looking for replacement. The moment they get the replacement, they will put that person and leave you. But it does not happen that easily. It's very difficult.
Yes, Mohit. So, what do you suggest? Shall I start like again,
Yeah,
starting from the basic
see,
and go through there?
not starting from the basic. You have 2.5 years of experience in Salesforce, right? Revise all
Yes.
the concepts and try to give the interviews.
Okay.
Okay, but see, that is the best option right now because
Mm.
this company, you can talk to them, but it's not that easy. You know that, right? But once the billing is involved, it is not that easy.
Yes, Mohit. I have tried many times. Even I have said like mail also to senior management. I don't want this project. I mean, like
They-
technology. I want to move back to technology. I don't want this SDM roles. So, but still, it's not moving anyway from my
Hmm.
side. So,
Okay, it's okay. See, if company is not giving you what you want, then the best option is that we prepare for the interview, try to see if we are getting what we want in market or not. Okay,
okay.
if we are getting what we want from market, then we will put the resignation, will take the other offers. If we are not getting what we want from market, then we will
Mhm.
try to fight our battle internally, trying to get the other projects here. But we will definitely try to get the offer from market. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, team. Okay, shall I go ahead for the rest of the slides, or you want to take it up the question and put this, maybe split it into two sessions? If we have questions, I can take questions and maybe rest of the part I can cover, or maybe share the slide you can go through.
Yeah, Mohit. Mohit, on the same Rajiv question, how about means he is having 11 years of experience. In the same case, I am also having 5 years of experience. How about the means you told to switch the company? Okay, I can understand that. So we are dealing with an new role. So already the previous organization has been allocated some CTC on this. Moving into new means based on the as Raju said, there will be service based company. They will be fixing the CTC on based on the previous CTCs. There will be high CTC, and if you get into the projects, and how about this handling situation on this one?
I'm so sorry. Can
For
can you
example,
please repeat it again? Just I was a bit distracted. Yeah, sorry.
for example, CTC will be something like for 5 years means think of 15 LPA. Then I am transitioning from QA to Salesforce developer. So usually for Salesforce developer, they will be having some 12 to some around 13 like that. I what I know in the market. So how about handling of these situation like transition situations? Means the people will ask, no, we cannot offer you this much, and we cannot give you a opportunity on this much. Already we have CTC of some higher.
Yes, it happens with a lot of folks. See, let's say I was working, I mean, in Siebel, my CD was 20. I wanted to move to Salesforce, and now, because I do not have much experience in Salesforce, I might not be able to get that much CTC. So first is setting the right expectation that I might not be able to get the same CTC, or the higher CTC than what I had earlier. But at the same time, we need not to be very defensive about it. Okay, we are not freshers. We know that we have worked on the technology. I have learned this technology. I know how business works and all those things, so I'm not a fresher. So if it is, let's say, 20%, even if you are getting a CTC which is less than, let's say, 20% of your current CTC, I usually recommend going through that because it's a transition, and in transition we do have to make some sacrifices. But not like if somebody is treating you as a fresher and somebody is very bluntly saying you that no, we will not be able to offer you even 7 8 LPA, then you need not to take that role. Because see, we also have to value the experience we are coming up with. Okay, even though it was a different technology. See, today it is Salesforce, maybe in future you may work in other technology as well. It's not like Salesforce is all gloomy and all those things. So whatever we have learned throughout the year is not a waste. We value those things, and a good company will obviously value those things. A technical architect or somebody is not someone who has worked on single technology. He might have worked on, see, whatever you have learned in other technology might be useful for you in your later years as well. So if it is just a 20% cut, it's okay, we can make some sacrifices and take that lower CTC. But then if it is more than that, then I don't think you should go for it, because it's a if somebody is trying to take advantage of your situation because you are transitioning your career, then it's not a right thing. Okay, I have seen a lot of people may switching the industry, and they get, if not more than, they at least get the similar CTC. Like companies will say that, okay, we can offer you whatever you are earning right now, but we cannot make more than that. That is okay, even 20% less, just to make the sacrifices for our own career, we can take it, but not more than that.
Yeah, plus or minus 20, you can say.
Yes, and I have seen people getting it. So it's not, see, it just that when someone feels that they are not worth getting that much, then only that low confidence is picked by the HR, and then they try to take advantage. See, there will be many ruthless HRs as well. Okay, I have seen one of my very good developer got laid off by a company. He was very good developer. Like I can put any requirement to him, he'll be able to do that. But then because his situation was very down, he was mentally on a very low level. HR kind of joined, took him for minus 40%. And because he had no offer, he took it, and then he joined that organization. Now he's regretting that, because he was able to crack multiple offers after that, and then now he has to serve 90 days notice period, and have no option but to either resign and then do that. And because he kind of went on 2 years back, what minus 40% is like 2 3 years back, depending on the 7 8% these service based organizations are doing.
Yeah, on top of it, well, if you don't know, I'm
Hmm.
the one of those who came with this path. Like I've been migrated from SQL or Oracle Cloud to Salesforce. When I was switching, I got this Salesforce opportunity, and they told me clearly, like, we may not give you the hike, but we may give you with a 1 lakh of hike if that is okay for that. I agreed for that, and I worked with them for 3 years without any hikes. They really gave me good exposures on all LWC flows, the complete, and that made me my career after that.
Yes, we have seen that. So, Arun, there are many examples. It's not like we are freshers. We have done work in the industry. We know how industry works, and we have to take that. You will get a company which will value that. Okay, so do not. If you get a HR who is like that, not valuing your past experience, that uh, see, I when I take interviews, even somebody who has worked on the BPOs and all, I do um, give them confidence that it's okay. Like, it's not like you have wasted your time. You have learned something from it. Those are the part of your experience. You need not to be negative about it. There is nothing negative. Uh, we learn. This is our journey. Okay, and be proud. Um, Definitely, you will transition. I've seen so many folks doing that. Okay, but in the later stage of career as well. It's not like. Uh, it's I know entry is a bit difficult, but then only that part is difficult. After that, once you keep on learning, the upskilling and upgrading is not that difficult. There are so many average developers in Salesforce market. uh, you will not believe, I ask what is primitive data type, and 70% people do not are not able to even tell what is primitive data type. So I feel that my students are way, way higher than wherever my student goes for the interview. I know that they'll make me proud. So there's absolutely no doubt about it.
Yeah. And to getting the calls also, we should work on bit, I guess, on transition things, because easily we won't get the transition like, oh, these guys worked on like,
Yes.
and
So we will have to work on what we are bringing on table, not just the technical expertise, but years of experience as well, years of business acumen, years of understanding, dealing with business folks, and understanding the technical aspects, understanding the business aspect, understanding the end users, understanding the customer service, understanding marketing, sales, service. So we have to be marketable. We have to work on that part, that if I am going to join your organization, it's a win-win, and it's more win for you than it is for me. Okay, if we can put it in such a way, then there'll be no one who will reject you. Trust me on that.
Hello, hi,
I
good morning,
Hi,
Mohit
Mohit.
sir.
Yeah, maybe Adarsh, you can go, and then Pooja, after that you can go. Okay.
Yeah, sir, thank you for your guidance and your course. And recently, I got one job offer. So I want to thank you for your guidance, and that's why I just mailed you also. And
Thank you.
and I want to attend this meeting. That's why. And I didn't understand one of your slide. There is one point like technical mastery, right? And in that you have written right LWC. But in my interview, they ask only me trigger and Apex, and uh, and it's fine. And I got selection, but I am little worried about it. I have 3 year of experience. Then now I how I proceed in LWC or asynchronous Apex, because these concepts are very heavy. I didn't understand it.
Okay. See, Adarsh, so in the interviews, they ask what they need from you. Okay. So the kind of project they are working on, and then based on that, what kind of work you will be getting on that project, and whether you are good enough in those concepts or not. So it is possible that the project they have hired you for might not have a lot of LWC, which is okay. In single project, you might not get everything. So let's say in the one project, you are getting exposure to Service Cloud and Apex. In next, you are getting exposure to community clouds. It's okay. When I say that technical mastery, I want you to be good in these concepts, so that whenever any company hires you, they see value in you. Okay. So LWC is something which is like widely used right now. If you do not get those things in your project, then we have a lot of sample projects, we have a lot of learnings available on by which you can sharpen that skill without even working on the project related to that. Okay. So there is absolutely no need to worry about interviewer not asking you LWC. It's okay. We will see if the project they assign you has LWC or not. If not, then we will learn it on our own in a different track. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I
So
think
right,
you. Yes.
I
Yes, please.
right now I am working on LWC parallelly.
Okay. I didn't get you. Are you asking question?
No, sir. I just actually
Okay.
I got the profile of LWC developer in that
Yeah, so
organization.
then it might be possible that interviewer might not be very confident on the LWC himself, and that is also okay.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Okay, just focus on the uh, improving your things, fundamentals of Apex, basics of LWC. Keep improving, keep exploring those things, and then you're good to join the new company. And I'm yet to get the switch from you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Okay. Yes.
Hi, Mohit.
Sorry, Shubham. I think it is Pooja's turn.
Okay, sure.
So after that, you can ask. Hi, Pooja.
Hi मोहित सर, गुड मॉर्निंग।
Very good.
एक्चुअली मैंने अभी ज्वाइन किया है 4th फेब को एक न्यू ऑर्गेनाइजेशन PwC। तो मेरे को फर्स्ट डे से ही प्रोजेक्ट मिल गया, बट द मीन्स आई एम डूइंग सपोर्ट काइंड ऑफ रोल देयर। इट्स अ मर्ज प्रोजेक्ट बेसिकली, so I'm not liking that। एंड उसमें कुछ आर्किटेक्चर नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, मतलब कोड इज नॉट, मतलब कुछ स्टैंडर्ड्स फॉलो नहीं हुए, कुछ नहीं। सो आई एम नॉट लाइकिंग द वर्क दैट आई एम डूइंग। बट मुझे डेवलपमेंट रोल के लिए हायर किया गया था, बट like I got merge project and वो
ओके।
support kind of role है।
ओके। ठीक है। अभी देखो, ऐसे में क्या कर सकते हैं, यहाँ पे मर्ज मतलब क्या, ऑर्ग मर्ज कर रहे हैं।
हाँ करेक्ट, और मर्ज
ठीक है।
कर रहे हैं और जो इश्यूज आ रहे हैं वो फिक्स कर रहे हैं।
ठीक है, देखो, ऑर्ग मर्ज करने में बहुत सारी लर्निंग होती है। ठीक है, बहुत सारे लोगों को वंस इन अ लाइफ टाइम में ऐसा प्रोजेक्ट मिलता है जिसमें ऑर्ग मर्ज करने को मिले। तो पहली बात तो जो उसमें सीखने को मिल रहा है वो अच्छे से सीखते रहो। पैरेलली आपका जो भी रिपोर्टिंग मैनेजर है उसको आप बोल दो कि आपको ये काम मिला था, आपको डेवलपर एज ए डेवलपर हायर किया गया है, एंड देन ये प्रोजेक्ट मिला है, तो यू वांट कोर डेवलपमेंट रोल। ठीक है। तो उसको बोल करके रखो। इट विल टेक सम टाइम, थोड़े दिन हमको ये करना पड़ेगा। इट्स नॉट लाइक कि आपने आज बोला और आपको कल दूसरा प्रोजेक्ट वो दे देंगे। उनको पड़ी नहीं है आपके करियर की, सच बताऊं तो किसी भी कंपनी को नहीं पड़ी होती है, उनको बिलिंग की पड़ी होती है। ठीक है। तो हमारे पास दो सिचुएशन है, या तो हमें जो सिचुएशन मिली है उसको हम रो रो करके उसमें आगे बढ़े। दूसरा ये कि ऑर्ग मर्ज एक बहुत अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट होता है, ठीक है। इसमें बहुत लर्निंग होती है कि यार आपने कैसे प्लान करा, प्लानिंग पार्ट सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट होता है कि हाउ डू यू प्लान दी मर्जिंग टू ऑर्ग, कौन सी ऑर्ग प्राइमरी होगी, क्यों मर्ज करना है, ठीक है। फिर एनालिसिस में क्या क्या है, ऑब्जेक्ट लेवल एनालिसिस करी जाएगी, फिर फील्ड लेवल एनालिसिस करी जाएगी, फिर कोड लेवल एनालिसिस करी जाएगी, डिज़ाइन लेवल, आर्किटेक्चरल लेवल, बहुत सारी चीज़ें लर्निंग की होती हैं, साथ साथ वो सीखनी है। एंड देन अपने रिपोर्टिंग मैनेजर को बोल दो कि आपको दूसरा प्रोजेक्ट चाहिए जिसमें कोड डेवलपमेंट हो, ठीक है, कुछ ना कुछ आगे ज़रूर बढ़ेगा, ठीक है।
ओके, मैं
बट
मतलब मुझे
दैट,
क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे कि सर कोर मतलब कॉपी करते वो पेस्ट करते बस, तो मतलब इतना कुछ जो मैंने एक्सपेक्टेड किया था वहां से वो मुझे नहीं मिल रहा है, मतलब आई एम
वो,
नॉट लाइकिंग।
हाँ वो मैं समझ गया, वो कॉपी पेस्ट मैं समझ गया। बट देन जो प्लानिंग पार्ट है ना, उसको आप अच्छे से सीखने की कोशिश करो, क्योंकि ना इतना आसान नहीं होता है जितना मतलब मतलब ऐसे इतना आसान नहीं होता। मे भी बहुत ही हल्की और हो तो कॉपी पेस्ट से काम चल जाए, वरना एनालिसिस में ही 6 6 8 8 महीने लग जाते हैं अगर और मर्ज करनी होती है तो, ठीक है। तो एक बार चैट जीपीटी या अपना एआई के साथ बैठ करके एक फ्रेमवर्क बनाओ कि क्या क्या इसमें लगता है, एंड देन वो देखो कि उन्होंने क्या क्या किया है, कैसे वो चीज़ें करी हैं। एंड देन बेसिकली अपनी सीखने के लिए इसको अपना मतलब एक तरह से साइड प्रोजेक्ट समझ करके करो कि हाँ मुझे ये सीखना है। ये मतलब लोगों को नहीं मिलता है बहुत आसानी से, तो आपको मिला है तो आप इसको सीखो अच्छे से। एंड देन आपको डेवलपमेंट में जो करना है वो आप अपने रिपोर्टिंग मैनेजर से बोल करके रखो, और पोलाइटली, लड़ना नहीं है क्योंकि अभी आपने ज्वाइन किया। एंड देन कुछ ना कुछ ज़रूर मूव होगा, ठीक है।
ओके ओके, आई वाज थिंकिंग टू चेंज द कंपनी, तो इसलिए पूछा।
हम्म, ठीक है। अभी अभी कुछ छोड़ने वोड़ने का मत सोचना ठीक है, हो जाएगा ये। और मर्ज होने
ओके
के
सर।
बाद तो ऐसा नहीं कि यही प्रोजेक्ट चलता रहेगा, ठीक है, इसमें बहुत प्रोजेक्ट
ओके,
चेंज होते हैं, टेंशन
ठीक है
नहीं
ठीक है,
लेनी,
थैंक यू सो मच सर।
पॉजिटिवली। थैंक यू।
हाँ।
यस, शुभम, आई थिंक यू वर आस्किंग समथिंग।
Yeah, yes. Hi, Mohit. Thanks for the taking the time to interacting with us, and very good morning to you. So मैं ये बोल रहा था कि जैसे कि आजकल अभी स्विच का जो मार्केट है उधर देख रहा था कि जब भी हम स्विच करने जा रहे हैं तो सेल्सफोर्स एज अ डेवलपमेंट के साथ वो लोग एक्स्ट्रा भी कुछ रिक्वायरमेंट रख रहे हैं, जैसे वेलोसिटी हो गया, सीपीक्यू हो गया, ये सब। तो सर एज जब हम लोग करियर में ट्रांजिशन कर रहे हैं, जैसे मैं डेवलपर से अगर सीनियर डेवलपर में मूव कर रहा हूँ, तो उन चीज़ों को कैसे इनकॉर्पोरेट करूँ अपने लर्निंग्स में। और क्योंकि देखिए एज अ सेल्सफोर्स डेवलपर हमें, जैसे आपने बताया कि कुछ चीज़ों में ही हमको काम करने को मिलता है, जैसे फ्लो हो गया, या फिर ट्रिगर पे काम करें तो ट्रिगर ही आते रहेगा। तो जैसे मैंने फ्लो पे बहुत अच्छा काम किया है, तो लेकिन बाकी जो लर्निंग्स है वो नहीं हो पाई। तो उनको कैसे इनकॉर्पोरेट करें, जैसे वेलोसिटी भी सीखना है, सीपीक्यू भी सीखना है, क्या क्या करें वो थोड़ा समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, थोड़ा गाइड कर दीजिए।
ठीक है, देखो अभी क्या होता है ना कि जैसे 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 मार्केट में जो लोग होते हैं वो डिफाइन करते हैं कि मतलब कितने अच्छे कैंडिडेट मिल रहे हैं। अभी जब मार्केट में जब इनफ्लो अच्छा होने लगता है, इनफ्लो मतलब कि जो लोग आ रहे हैं उनको सेल्सफोर्स डेवलपमेंट के साथ साथ वेलोसिटी भी आता है, एफएससी भी आता है, एफएसएल भी आता है, ठीक है। तो फिर धीरे धीरे क्या होता है कि रोल की एक्सपेक्टेशंस और इवॉल्व होती रहती हैं। हमें क्या करना है, लेट्स से हमने जो जो चीज़ों पे हमने काम करने को मिला है वो हमारी बेस्ट होनी चाहिए। जैसे फ्लो पे आपको काम करने को मिला है, आप बोलते हो आपका फ्लो अच्छा है, तो ये समझ लो कि फ्लो का कुछ भी आ जाए ना तो वो फिर उस पे तो हमें पूरे के पूरे 100 नंबर चाहिए, ठीक है। उसके अलावा की जो चीज़ों पे हमें काम करने को नहीं मिला है बट वो चीज़ें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, लेट्स से एलडब्ल्यूसी, वो हमें इतनी आनी चाहिए कि हम इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस बता पाएं, क्योंकि वो चीज़ इंपॉर्टेंट है। भले ही हमें नहीं मिला, स्टिल मे बी हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि प्रैक्टिकली उतना काम नहीं है, या हमने रियल प्रोजेक्ट में छोटे छोटे कंपोनेंट बनाए, बट देन टेक्निकल पार्ट में किसी ने अगर आपसे पूछा शैडो डोम क्या होती है, तो वो आपको पता होनी चाहिए। देन आते हैं ये एडिशनल टॉपिक्स, इनको मैं बोलता हूँ एक्स फैक्टर टॉपिक। ये वो टॉपिक होते हैं जो आपकी वैल्यू को 10x कर देते हैं, क्योंकि लेट्स से आपने एजुकेशन क्लाउड पे काम किया है, ठीक है। कोई एक ऐसी रिक्वायरमेंट आई जहाँ पे एजुकेशन क्लाउड है, तो उसमें अगर आपसे कोई तगड़ा डेवलपर भी आ गया बट उसको एजुकेशन क्लाउड नहीं आता, आपको एजुकेशन क्लाउड आता है, आप उतने अच्छे डेवलपर नहीं भी हो, तो भी आपको वो प्रेफरेंस देंगे क्योंकि आपको क्लाउड आता है। तो ये होते हैं एक्स फैक्टर टॉपिक। थोड़ी सी किस्मत, थोड़ा सा कभी कभी रोल की रिक्वायरमेंट ऐसी आ जाती है कि हमें इनकी वजह से बहुत ज़्यादा एडवांटेज मिल जाता है। बट ऐसा नहीं है कि इसमें ये एक्सपेक्टेशन होती है कि आप एकदम ही एक्सपर्ट हो। इसमें अगर आपको थोड़ा बहुत भी आता है तो आपको एक्स्ट्रा एज मिल जाता है। जैसे किसी को एफएसएल आता है, ठीक है, तो वो हाईलाइट कर सकता है कि मैंने एफएसएल पे काम किया हुआ है, किसी ने वेलोसिटी पे काम किया है, किसी ने सीपीक्यू पे काम किया है। तो सब कुछ तो आप नहीं सीख सकते हो, बट एटलीस्ट मे बी ऐसा देख लो कि कोई दो चीज़ें जो बहुत अच्छी चल रही हो मार्केट में, मान लो लेट्स से रिवेन्यू क्लाउड हो गया, मान लो सीपीक्यू हो गया, एफएससी हो गया। इनमें से कोई एक दो चीज ऐसी पिक कर लो जिसके फंडामेंटल कॉन्सेप्ट्स आप कवर कर लो। सब कुछ एक्सपर्ट आप नहीं बन पाओगे, ठीक है, बट देन अगर आपको फंडामेंटल भी आता है तो भी वो जो एडवांटेज है वो उसमें भी मिल जाता है, ठीक है। बट गिवन द फैक्ट कि आपका जो डेवलपमेंट का कोर पार्ट है ना, वो बिल्कुल भी वो बिल्कुल सॉलिड होना चाहिए, उस पर कोई भी मतलब इफ एंड बट्स नहीं चलेगा। तो अगर लेट्स से आप ये नहीं बता पा रहे हो कि वर्चुअल क्या होता है, ओवरराइड क्या होता है, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्या होता है, तो आपको चाहे मतलब बाकी चीज़ें आती भी हों, अच्छा डेवलपर आपको सिलेक्ट नहीं करेगा, ठीक है, क्योंकि वो बोल देगा कि इसका फाउंडेशन ही वीक है। ठीक है,
गॉट
तो
इट।
ये जो एज केसेस वाले टॉपिक्स हैं, एक्स फैक्टर टॉपिक हैं, ये बहुत अच्छे होते हैं, बेसिक भी अगर आता है तो है, बट सब कुछ सीखने के चक्कर में मत पड़ना। कोई ऐसा नहीं है अभी भी, मतलब रोल वही है जो सी मुझे जैसे किसी को हायर करना है तो मुझे अगर ये पता है कि इसका LWC एपिक्स फंडामेंटल स्ट्रांग है, मुझे ये पता है कि बंदा अगर अच्छा है तो ये क्लाउड तो ये कभी भी सीख लेगा, या ये नई चीज़ तो कभी भी सीख लेगा क्योंकि इसका फंडामेंटल स्ट्रांग है। तो इतना ज़्यादा नहीं है, बट हाँ एक दो चीज़ें CPQ पकड़ लो। कुछ नहीं करना यार, एक दो घंटे के एक दो कोर्सेज करके खुद के नोट्स बना करके एटलीस्ट बेसिक फ्लो कॉन्सेप्ट्स और समझ लोगे ना तो कवर कर लोगे।
सर इसमें
ठीक है।
दिक्कत क्या भी हो रही है ना कि जो एचआरस आ रहे हैं वो पूछ रहे हैं कि हाउ मेनी एक्सपीरियंस डू यू हैव इन ओमनी स्टूडियो वेलोसिटी सीपीक्यू,
हाँ
ऐसे
तो
पूछ
बोल दो
रहे
कि
हैं,
आई हैव
फिर
डन
शॉर्ट
कपल ऑफ,
लिस्ट नहीं हो रहा है।
हाँ ऐसे बोल दो, आई हैव डन कपल ऑफ POCs, आई नो द बेसिक्स ऑफ इट एंड गिवन द अपॉर्चुनिटी आई विल बी एबल टू एक्सप्लोर मोर ऑन इट, बस।
बोल रहे हैं सर लेकिन शॉर्ट लिस्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं, बोलते हैं कि
अरे
2 इयर्स एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए।
वो ठीक है, तो फिर वो समझ लो कि वो रोल तुम्हारे लिए था ही नहीं, वो रोल तुम्हारे लिए नहीं
गॉट
था,
इट
फिर
सर।
तुम सेलेक्ट हो भी
गॉट।
जाते तो तुम आगे जा करके फेल होते,
जी सर।
है कि नहीं?
शुभम।
हाय मोहित।
सॉरी मोहित, मैं इसमें कुछ
यस।
कहना चाहूंगी।
हाँ हाँ प्लीज।
तो जैसे आपने वेलोसिटी बोला, तो इसमें क्या है कि वो उनको सेल्स फॉर डेवलपर भी चाहिए, जैसे वेलोसिटी भी चाहिए। सो फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने वन ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट वेलोसिटी पे किया है, बट वो मेरा करंट कंपनी से लास्ट एक्सपीरियंस है ना, और मैंने 5-6 मंथ्स उस पर काम किया था फ्रॉम स्क्रैच। बट नाउ बिकॉज इट्स बिन लाइक 2.5 years, मेरे को वो बेसिक्स आते हैं, बट वो हैंड्स ऑन एक्सपीरियंस तो चला गया, राइट, क्योंकि वो ब्रश अप करना पड़ता है। तो अब वो क्या है कि मैं जब इंटरव्यू की कॉल आती है, मैं उनको बताती हूँ कि मेरे को बेसिक्स पता है, बट इफ देयर
हम्म।
इज सम वर्क कमिंग देन आई विल डू इट। बट होता क्या है, वो इंटरव्यू शेड्यूल कर देते हैं, एंड
ओके।
जो इंटरव्यूअर है वो बिल्कुल कॉम्प्लेक्स क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, कि आपको हैंड्स ऑन एक्सपीरियंस होना ही चाहिए, तभी आप उस क्वेश्चन का आंसर दे पाओगे, अदरवाइज
करेक्ट।
नहीं दे पाओगे। तो
करेक्ट,
उसमें
अगर
क्या
वो
करें फिर?
रोल स्पेसिफिक है कि नहीं मुझे ओमनी स्टूडियो ही चाहिए या मुझे वेलोसिटी ही चाहिए, तो फिर वो एक्चुअल में वही बंदा चाहते हैं, क्योंकि वो चाहते हैं कि ये ज्वाइन करते ही डे 1 से एक जो ऑलरेडी प्री बिल्ड और की यूजर स्टोरी सॉल्व करने लगेगा, ठीक है। तो उस केस में बेटर यही है कि भाई उसमें हमारा सिलेक्शन ना ही हो, मतलब वो हमें शॉर्टलिस्ट ना ही करें, क्योंकि आगे जाके उसमें प्रॉब्लम ही होगी, और ऐसा भी नहीं है कि तुम एक महीने में वो सारी चीज़ें सीख लोगे, उस लेवल पे पहुंच जाओगे, ठीक है। तो वो एक तरह से अपनी तरफ से एक्सपेक्टेशन बिल्कुल क्लियर कर रहे हैं कि उन्हें 2 साल का हैंड्स ऑन चाहिए, जो करंट में ओमनी स्टूडियो पे काम कर रहा हो या करंट में वेलोसिटी पे काम कर रहा हो। तो इफ़ वी आर नॉट अ राइट फिट तो हमें उसको चेज भी नहीं करना है, बिकॉज वो एक्चुअल में राइट फिट नहीं है, ठीक है। लेट्स से अब सिंपल सी बात है ना, मैं लेट्स से सेल्सफोर्स डेवलपर हूँ, अगर कोई आ जाए मेरे को बोले कि अभी मुझे C++ का कंपाइलर बनवाना है, तो भले ही वो मुझे कितना भी पैसा दे कैसे भी दे, मुझे पता है ना मैं उस रोल पे जा करके पहले दिन से परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाऊंगा, तो मुझे जाना ही नहीं है उस तरफ, हमें वो जाना है जहाँ पे हमारे लिए है। और ये एज केसेस होते हैं यार, ऐसा नहीं कि यही ही है, कई कई रोल ऐसे होते हैं जिनमें एक्चुअल में वही चीज़ की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है। कभी कभी आ जाता है कि FSC ही चाहिए और FSC पे अच्छा खासा हैंड्स ऑन चाहिए, या FSL ही चाहिए और अच्छा खासा हैंड्स ऑन चाहिए, क्योंकि उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट ही ऐसी है। तो फिर उस केस में अगर हम सेलेक्ट भी हो जाते हैं तो हमको बहुत स्ट्रगल करना पड़ेगा वहाँ पे, क्योंकि हमें मान लो बेसिक पता भी है तो भी, तो हमने अपनी तरफ से बता दिया हमें बेसिक पता है, बाकी अगर उनके पास ये मार्जिन है कि ठीक है इसको ट्रेन कर लेंगे और आगे सिखा देंगे तो वो लेंगे, अदरवाइज उनको अगर चाहिए नहीं हमें पहले दिन से एक्सपर्ट चाहिए, इसको हमें यूजर स्टोरी पे बिठाना है, तो फिर वी आर नॉट राइट फिट फॉर दैट रोल, ठीक है, उसमें हम कुछ कर नहीं सकते यार।
गॉट
ओके
इट
तो
सर।
ओके,
हेलो
या
मोहित।
थैंक यू।
हेलो मोहित,
यस
समाधान
प्लीज।
हियर।
यस।
मुझे मतलब सेम एक इश्यू ऐसे आ रहा है कि मैंने ऑलरेडी CPQ, ओमनी स्टूडियो, RCA, सेल सर्विस और एक्सपीरियंस के ऊपर काम किया है। मतलब मैं डिलीवरी 100% देता हूँ हर चीज की, मतलब मुझे किसको पूछना नहीं पड़ता कुछ नहीं। बट जब मैं इंटरव्यू में जाता हूँ तो वहाँ मैं फंस जाता हूँ कुछ, तो एक तो मैं ओवर एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ चीजें, या मतलब ऐसे वो सब मिसमैच हो जाता है वहाँ पे। तो उसको कैसे हैंडल करें पर?
यार वो मॉक इंटरव्यू देने पड़ेंगे, देखना पड़ेगा कि कहाँ पे तुम गलतियां कर रहे हो, ठीक है, क्योंकि कभी कभी क्या होता है ना कि वही है, इंटरव्यू इज अ डिफरेंट स्किल। इंटरव्यू में क्या होता है कि हमें बहुत ही ब्रीफ भी रखना होता है और अच्छा इंप्रेशन भी जमाना होता है। तो कभी कभी हमने किया बहुत कुछ होता है बट देन हम वो एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाते, तो हमें उस चीज़ पे काम करना रहेगा कि जो हमने किया है उसको ब्रीफली एक्सप्लेन कैसे करें, और जो हमने नहीं किया है उस वो वाली चीज़ों को भी ओवरकम कैसे करें। तो इसके लिए कि क्या करो, कपल ऑफ मॉक इंटरव्यूज ट्राई करो। ग्रुप में ही कोई और पकड़ो जो तुम्हारे सेम एक्सपीरियंस लेवल का हो, इंटरव्यू दे रहा हो, उसको बोलो मॉक इंटरव्यू वो तुम्हारा ले, तुम उसका लो, ऐसे करके आप इम्प्रूव करो। मे बी फाइनल मॉक इंटरव्यू आप मुझे दे करके देखो, जो भी होगा मैं दे करके आपको बताता हूँ कि क्या इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं। ठीक है,
ये सर।
बट इसमें
थैंक यू।
प्रैक्टिस से ही होगा, इसमें और मतलब इसका कोई फंडा नहीं है,
ये
प्रैक्टिस से ही सही
मतलब
होगा।
डिलीवरी में मुझे कुछ इशू, अभी आरसीए का भी प्रोजेक्ट आया है ना, कुछ नहीं, मतलब मैं पूरा उनको दे रहा हूँ सब आउटपुट। बट
अरे
जब
बहुत,
मैं
यार बहुत सारे मेरे बच्चे हैं जो बहुत अच्छे टेक्निकली हैं बट देन वो इंटरव्यू में
हम्म,
नहीं एक्सेल कर पाते, क्योंकि वो मतलब उनको वो टेक्निकली बहुत अच्छे हैं बट देन वो चीज़ एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाते, और स्पेशली जो टेक्निकली बहुत अच्छा होता है उसके लिए तो और मुश्किल होता है। जो टेक्निकली उतना अच्छा नहीं होता है ना वो और ज़्यादा अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन कर लेता है। तो हमें इसमें काम नहीं करना, इसमें प्रैक्टिस पे ही करने हैं काम। यही करना है कि प्रैक्टिस करते हैं कि कैसे इस चीज़ को इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, बहुत सारे मैंने देखे हैं जो लोग प्रेजेंटेशन स्किल्स जिनकी उतनी अच्छी नहीं होती, टेक्निकली बहुत अच्छे होते हैं, वो थोड़ा सा स्ट्रगल करते हैं इन चीज़ों में। ठीक है, बट ऐसा नहीं है कि ये चीज़ें सीखी नहीं जा सकती, ये मतलब टेक्निकल से आसान चीज़ें हैं। ठीक है, तो बिल्कुल हो सकता है। ठीक है, प्रैक्टिस करो, आप मॉक इंटरव्यू दो, नहीं होगा तो फिर आप मुझे बोलना, मैं एक मॉक इंटरव्यू लेता हूँ। ठीक है, और फिर उसके
यस
बाद प्लान बनाते हैं। ठीक है,
ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू। यस गाइस, कपल ऑफ लास्ट क्वेश्चंस गाइस। मेरे पास 10:30 का ही टाइम था, मुझे जाना है एक्चुअली वाइफ को लेकर के पूजा करने। आज महाशिवरात्रि है, तो हैप्पी महाशिवरात्रि एवरीवन हु इज सेलिब्रेटिंग। ठीक है,
हैप्पी
अभी देखो
महाशिवरात्रि
आधा
भैया।
आधा सेशन रह गया है। ठीक है, क्योंकि अभी यार मैंने सिर्फ क्या ही बताया, जूनियर डेवलपर टू डेवलपर बताया, मेरी मेन क्राउड तो डेवलपर टू सीनियर डेवलपर और सीनियर डेवलपर टू लीड वाली है। वो ट्रांजिशन तो अभी कवर ही नहीं हो पाया है। ठीक है, तो अभी मे बी लिमिटेड लोग जिनका जिनका उसमें इंटरेस्ट हो सिर्फ वो ज्वाइन करना। मे बी मैं एक सेशन का लिंक दूंगा। Q&A हम उसमें बिल्कुल आखिरी में करेंगे। ठीक है गैस, Q&A के लिए मैं अलग से सेशन रखूंगा, उस पर करेंगे। ठीक है,
थैंक यू मोहित फॉर द सेशन, बहुत अच्छा था ये।
थैंक यू एवरीवन, विल
Thank you,
हैव अ
Mohit.
सेकंड सेशन ऑन
Thank you,
दिस।
sir.
ठीक
Thank
है,
you.
एक
थैंक यू
जिनके
मोहित
लास्ट
जिनके
भैया।
क्वेश्चन ले
क्वेश्चन नहीं
सकते क्या
पूछे,
मोहित सर?
रोहित।
जिनके भी क्वेश्चन में आंसर
थैंक यू
नहीं मिल
भैया।
पाया अभी, प्लीज
Thank you
मुझे
so
पिंग कर
much.
देना, मैं करता हूँ ये। ठीक है, थैंक यू, हैव अ ग्रेट डे, हैप्पी महाशिवरात्रि का है।
बाय बाय भैया।
Thank you,
हैप्पी
Max. Lots
महाशिवरात्रि।
of wishes
Thank
for
you.
Mahashivratri.